store. See you guys know the store setup and what sorts of things to look for. So normally for me, the first thing I'm looking for in the Dollar General is either going to be the seasonal aisle, which is going to have whatever current and upcoming holidays are coming up, okay? And you're going to see right now it's October, and those holidays are Christmas and Halloween. So right now we're in the aisle of Christmas stuff. Okay, which means you're also going to bump into some of the New Year's, like the new calendars and stuff. These things are new things that have come out. Now, you're also going to find things like some of your home goods, because around this time of year, there's a lot of new blankets, throws, rugs, things like that that are out. So you're going to be on the lookout for those. Now, if you're a clearance shopping person, you're going to want to find your last chance section, okay? The last chance section is going to be an aisle where you're going to find a lot of things that are clearanced out in the store, okay? Things that they're not going to be bringing back. Maybe they're discontinued, and I'm not in that aisle right now. You're also going to be looking for signs, okay? You see this? Clearance 70% off. Stands for back to school writing. What does that include? All of these items, okay? So that includes Papermate pens, big pens, mechanical pencils, Mr. Sketch crayons, Sharpie highlighters, Expo markers, duct tape. 70% off, which is really awesome. And then they have a lot of the items here. But you can also look for those items at other places in the store, and you have the UPC right here. Now, normally they don't have these, but it's kind of helpful that they do. What we're looking for is the last chance aisle, which I thought I was in, but let's go a different direction and see if we can find that. Now, remember, each store is going to be different. So, in your store, the last chance section may be with pet food. In another store, it may be with household goods. So you just never know. And the way you know you're this, you're going to look for this orange banner on the shelf, okay, that says clearance, price is marked. Sometimes you'll see tags, see how it says clearance. Sometimes these will say last chance. So, and you're going to see, usually the way you can tell, even if it's not labeled, is there's a jumble of random things that may not necessarily go together. So this is your last chance section. These are a lot of things that they have pulled that they are well aware of are on clearance, maybe discontinued. They're not going to be bringing them back. So they pull them to this section of no return, okay, and put things in here. Now things can be mixed up because like this is clearly Christmas, so this doesn't belong here. But most of the other stuff should be clearly marked with tags and a price. See how it says clearance right there on the tag, but they're going to be clearly marked. So you're going to be looking for those things. Clearly marked with a clearance tag. Something is written on those, so you know these are where they belong. And the great thing about this section is that during clearance events, these items are an additional. They've got rabbit food up here. During clearance events, these items are an additional 50% off. So, for example, I just picked up some hair clips, or I'll even use this medicine. So this is a store brand cold medicine, $2.25. During a Dollar General clearance event, this item is $1.12, okay, for 24 caplets of store brand cold medicine. And they usually have lots of stuff. I mean, everything from toys to pet food to hair care to cleaning items to air fresheners to hair dye. I mean, you're going to find tons of stuff in this area. And many times that also includes clothing that's been marked down. Usually you're not going to find a lot of clothing in this area, especially the hanging clothing, because they can't fit in this area. So when it comes to things like that, you're going to want to look for those on the clothing racks, and you got to pay attention to the clearance signage that tells you which things to look for. As you guys know, I'm always talking about store mastery, and one of the things about store mastery that I always want people to remember is that you have to pay attention to the signs that they have in the stores at different times, and that's going to tell you what things to look for. Even if the signs don't change, even if they don't, look at that, you even got a blood glucose monitoring system. Even if they don't put up new signs, those items that are on clearance are going to be the items that you're looking for. So that's why you want to spend more time in your stores. That's why you want to be looking around just to make sure that you know what items to look for. Now, this section is mainly filled with things that are in the last chance section, but I'm going to show you some other ways to know items to look for as well. And that's looking for the store clearance signage that is on the shelves, okay? And sometimes you'll see that they'll have a percentage off sticker hanging off, and those items are on clearance too. So you just have to kind of make note of what you're seeing that's marked on clearance, so that when a clearance event happens, you know what to look for. So right now, I'm trying to find, let's find one. We're in the laundry care aisle. Another tip for Dollar General is you always want to look up. Sometimes overflow items are put on top shelves, and sometimes those items are clearanced out and they just never get brought down from the top shelf. So you would come in looking for something and not see it on the shelf and think they didn't have it, but that's not the case at all. It's just not where you're looking for it. So make sure you're always looking up high and down low, because sometimes things are not going to be where they should normally be, either because they've been moved or because if they were discontinued. And hanging racks, you see this is a hanging rack in the clearance aisle that has phone cases on it, okay, that has super glue and toilet cleaner on it. Make sure you pay attention to those hanging cases. There's always end cap displays where you can find different things, and then your regular end caps like these, which can have all kinds of items that may belong to the same items near that aisle and may not. So you always want to check just to be sure. As you can see, a lot of overflow up here. So you always want to look, if you're looking for certain things on clearance, if you're looking for things that you don't think they're going to carry anymore, you want to look at these top shelves to make sure that you're taking in all the items that they have, okay? You don't want to just look at the shelf in front of you where you believe it's supposed to be. You want to look at the places it's not supposed to be too, because that's one way a lot of people miss out on some really good clearance items, is by not looking. Like, okay, this food, this is a cereal item. This is like cereal, Pop-Tarts, oatmeal. At the end of this aisle, there are sponges, okay, and lint rollers. So these are just some examples to show you that there are sometimes things that are out of place, and that's okay. You just have to know things are not always going to be exactly in the aisle where they should be, but that shouldn't deter you. Like, this is air freshener. Now, there's air freshener down there in that aisle. What if it's not on the shelf? Well, most of their seasonal, as you can see, a lot of this is Christmas type seasonal fall air fresheners are down on this one end cap versus in the aisle. Here's another end cap display for Glade products and air fresheners. So don't be afraid to look around the whole store. Now, store brand candles and wax melts and things like that are going to be in the home goods aisle, not with the regular name brand air fresheners and things. So just a few tips to get you guys kind of thinking about different places to look throughout the store and different things to look for. In our next video, we're going to look at some of the different signage in the store that you're going to need to pay attention to. Okay, guys, hope this was helpful for you, and hopefully you guys are getting out there and mastering your stores.